members, and a few of you have really written and told me personally that it's really insightful. It was really insightful, and it got us to begin to ask ourselves very important questions. But in this second edition, in the month of June, I'm going to be unlocking a very important quote and unquote mystery. And even if you're not a core member, it is a very important dictum or principle that you should live by, as it will greatly help your life. It will help you beyond what one can imagine at this time. So for a lot of us, especially if you were like myself and in school you lived a triangular or a rectangular life, you did not get to meet people, you did not get to interact as much with people who perhaps are not in your own sect, or who were not behaving, who were not in circles anyway that you were, and you didn't do a lot of fellowships and programmings. Now I'm not talking of church or mosque fellowships. I'm talking of like development student fellowships, where you gather students here and pick students from different places, and you get together and you get to meet people and form new relationships. NYSC is a crucial point. NYSC is a crucial opportunity, one last opportunity to actually really get to meet people, to actually really get to network. And if there's a reason, I know that a lot of people have clamored, for the whole don't scrap NYC. There's no need for NYC. There's no need for this. There's no need for that. It's just, yes, I know that there are a billion and one things that are wrong with NYC. Safety, I mean, in 2026 right now, safety is one of those things way up there for people who are core members, right? So safety is way up there. But above and beyond that, NYC presents a very important opportunity that a lot of people do not take advantage of. You know, in Nigeria, as a core member, for a lot of us, it is the first time that we are earning money, as well for a lot of people who are going to be core members. It's the first time that we are actually earning money, and now I think it's about 77,000, something like that. So when you have that money, there's a whole lot of focus on the 77,000 naira, and if possible, where your PPA is going to, what your PPA is going to pay you. Everybody's looking out for that money aspect. But the most important hack and cheat code and advantage of the National Youth Service Corps, as it were in Nigeria, is the meeting people dimension. So you can, there's just a whole lot of good that will happen to you if you take your eyes off a bit from the money dimension of the core, the whole NYSC scheme, and begin to focus also. Now, I'm not saying that money is not important. Money is part of the top 5 things in life, in modern life as it were, and it's very important that you look at it. But if you take your eyes just a bit from it and look at it from the relationship lens, the meeting people lens, you will find out that your life will tremendously, I promise you, your life will tremendously change. And this applies for students, this applies for people who are working at whatever point in your life. If you can do what I will say in this video, if you can begin to live life from the perspective of which I'm going to share in this video, it's going to tremendously improve the output of your results. Now, I would say something so profound that if it takes you 1 year, it takes you 6 months to understand it, you have to understand it. Understanding it will change your life. It is not just about who you know. It is about who knows you and why. It is not just about who you know. It is about who knows you and why they know you. So it's not just about who knows you. Oh, my LGI knows me. Or I know my LGI. I know Dangote. I know Tony Elumelu. I know all of those things. You can roll off. I know President Tinubu. I know Peter Obi. You know, you can just roll off your tongue and name call and all of those things. And chances are it's true. You may know them, but the big answer is, do they know you? I'm going to say something. I'm going to give a very important example that would that will put this in perspective for you. So was it 2024? Yes, towards the end of 2024, I was in Ilorin trying to do stuff. I was consulting somewhere in Ilorin, and we happened to go for the Africa Entrepreneurship something like that summit in Akure. And so we arrived there at night and all of those things. My host, the person who hosted me, and the person who I accompanied to the summit, we happened to stay in a hotel where Vusi Tembenkwayo was. This was a massive event that brought people from all over the world and all of that. And I promise you, for me, one of the persons that I listened to over time, and one of the persons that, I mean, if you don't know Vusi, just Google Vusi, you would see one chubby black South African man that is cerebral. So Vusi was one of the people that I used to listen to at the time then, and here we were in the same hotel with him, and I could go out and say, "Hello, Vusi. My name is Chima. I've loved you. I've listened to your content and all of those type of things, and I've followed you, blah blah blah." But I told myself, what do I have to give Vusi? What do I have to give Vusi? Well, how can I introduce myself to ensure that I'm memorable, right? Hello, someone is saying hi there. Hello, Louis. So what do I do? How do I introduce myself such that I'm memorable? There were a plethora of people from all over the world have flown in, and were there together in the hotel. I mean, we were mixing. It was mixer doing breakfast, during lunch, and all of those things. You could just walk up to anybody and strike up conversations. But I did not quite have what it was that would interest Vusi Tembenkwayo. And so I did not go to introduce him and say, "Hello, Vusi, my name is Chima," and all of those things. But a lot of Nigerians, especially when we got to the venue, and a lot of people also rush Vusi, because Vusi is just Vusi. He's that known face. And they, introduced and all of those type of things. Hello, this, that. I did not do that because I understood more than anything that it is not about who I know. Now, if you tell me, have you met Vusi before? Yes, I think we exchanged pleasantries on one of the days. I have met Vusi before. I've seen him in the flesh. We've spoken. But I did not quite introduce myself and try to make a case for myself at that particular point in time. Why? Simply because I understood that it's not about who I know. It is about who knows me and why they know me. And at that particular point in time, I did not have what it was to leave a memorable mark on Vusi. And so I left it there. I did not introduce myself. Now, for a lot of us who are core members, I know that you are fresh off school, your head is hot, and all of those things. You are just trying to figure out who you are. There's the stress of PPAs, there's the stress there's just the stress of trying to transition from being a student, especially if you're a full-time student, into being a worker, as it were, or a major part of the workforce in the country. And so it seems like meeting people is not important. I want to tell you that NYSC is one of the last bus stops where it's almost free to meet people and to meet quality people. And beyond meeting quality people, and I'm going to talk about how to present yourself in the right way for the next couple of months, maybe 2-3 months. I'll just talk of different dimensions of how to really meet and network and get to enrich your life and ensure that you pass some standards. Just you pass some standards forevermore, just by the function of the quality of people that you meet. And so I'll give this example. I know someone very close to me. For privacy's sake, I will not mention. So she served in, I think, MPHCDA thereabout, and there she met this professor, as it were, and having comported herself very well and actually helped the professor do one or two things, that man picked interest in her. And I promise you, I think we served around the same time. So for about 10, getting to 10 years now that we're done serving, she has never really looked for a job. And she's a project manager in one of the big, a very big project, as it were, in the health space in Nigeria here, flying from city to city, enjoying her life, doing the work that she enjoys, and I mean, living her best life. Why was she able to do that? Why should such a terribly young person? This person is young. This person is in her 20s. Let me calculate. This person is in her late 20s. And why would they hand such a mammoth project on her hand? Why? Because she met someone while she was serving. She was valuable to that person. The person put it upon himself to say, you see what, this person, I got you. And then her career just went on like that. A lot of people, if they are going to honestly tell you, and when they say scrap NYSC and all of those things, the people that profited from NYSC, the people that keep profiting from NYSC, are people that understand this relationship currency. These are people that understand that this period is not just a period to take 77,000. This period is not just a period to go for CDS. This period is not just a period to do any of those things. This period is a period for me to actually connect with people that can really change the trajectory of my life, the people that are living the quality of life that I want. And now in meeting with people, one of the very important things I will tell you is don't start a relationship, don't enter into a relationship, don't go into knowing someone, right? I'm not talking of romantic relationship now. I mean, don't go into, including your CDS, your LGI, don't go into getting to know people with that mindset of what's in it for me, what can this person do for me, and all of those things. While it is very important, because none of us is stronger than our human environment, while it's very important to first of all ask those questions, lead that relationship with what can I offer. So when scriptures or good books say that givers never lack and all of those type of things, while that is a blanket statement, there are still people that are too altruistic, that they are poor, that they lack, and all of those things. You have to understand critically what's in it for me. There's a certain volunteer role. Let me use myself for example. There's a certain volunteer role that I currently occupy. It's a big role in the country, funnily enough, but it is volunteer, and it has opened me up to a whole lot of things. I mean, hardly do I apply for anything in that space and I'm not accepted, because I mean, the role is not a small role, but it's 100% volunteer. What's in it for me? It is simply leveraging it. My boss, beautiful lady, I mean, one of the best people you can meet in this life. I don't think I've asked her to recommend me for anything and she has said no. I don't think so. She's not even someone that is vindictive. Do you get it? And I entered into that working relationship. I knew I got into that working relationship through a totally different thing. We went to Kigali, came back. When I came back, went to the place. I'm trying my best not to not to divulge enough details, right? So I met someone from what we did at Kigali. They was on a national project. Before I met this person, we organized one thing. I almost slipped. I almost divulged. We organized one thing that we've done the second one this year, and it's greatly impactful. It's so impactful that one of the top government officials in the nation saw someone that knew me and was just talking about how great the work I'm doing is and all of those things. All of that is volunteer. Now, why I'm leading, I started a relationship leading with value. So I did not just ask how much were they going to pay me and how much was in it for me. I went in there to serve. I wrote speeches. I've just been useful. One of the things that everybody knows in the office, as it were, is that if it is something that Chima can do and you hand it over to Chima will do it to the best of his capability, and he'll do it in good time. So it's not the type of person that you say, oh, do this for me, and person will basically just ignore time. So at the end of the day, what I had leading into that relationship is my service, the technical skills that I had, the ability to write, the ability to write letters, come up with documents, proposals, and all of those type of things. Those were technical skills that I led with. For some of you who are core members, and perhaps you say, oh, Chima, I'm not a project manager like you. I don't have blah, blah, blah. Some of you, some simple things like checking up on the people that are in that level. And this I'm telling you now is this networking hacks, as it were, that I'm telling you, it's not just for people that are above you. They're for people who even are beneath you, or people who are your people who are beneath you, quote and unquote, maybe students at your level, maybe someone who didn't even go to school as it were, or maybe your fellow core member, but you see that there's value in this person. This person looks like somebody that I want to relate with for a long time because of so and so. And please, I need you to live your life from an opportunity perspective. There's something very stupid that people do, and that is a lot of people tend to weigh a lot of people by the size of their pocket. I promise you, there's so much more in people than whatever that they can give financially, as it were. In fact, if all that a person can give me is money, then I really begin to doubt that relationship. If all that a person can give me at that particular point in time and in the future is just money, then I begin to doubt that relationship. Because how long will I keep receiving? But if that person can open me up to opportunities to perhaps make my own money, to give a strong case for myself, then that simply makes sense. But as for you, NYSC is a place, it's a period where you get to mix with people from all over the world. In the first video, I had said this thing clearly, that your khaki gives you the privilege of asking very foolish questions and still getting answers. It gives you free access to different offices and all of those things. Please take use of it. Nobody will force you to take advantage of your advantages. Make use of your khaki. Take advantage of the advantages that the khaki avails you. But I tell you, oh my God, lead the quality of people that you meet and the quality of relationships that you build at this particular stage while you are a core member, it will help you tremendously. It will help you tremendously. I can't shout it enough. I can't stress it enough. It will help you tremendously. But all over the country, people are users. And how do you ensure that people do not basically stay clear off of you? Or how do you ensure that you don't approach people and simply just be termed a user? You lead with value. Always ask. That's all I've been saying in this video. Always ask, what can I give to the relationship? Yeah, it's very important to understand what's in it for me. I will not tell you now that for the bulk of my relationships, I don't basically sit down to try to figure out what exactly is in it for Chima. In spending time in doing this with this person, what exactly is in it for me? What exactly can I gain? I do that, and it's a very important part of my SWOT analysis and when I'm meeting people and all of that. I still, in fact, today I had a very interesting conversation with one of the apex bodies, government bodies in this nation, and one of the things for a program that we're working on there and all of those things. And one of the things, while I had a major fallout with, not major, basically a fallout, product vision or program vision dichotomy with one of the major persons who is in charge of that particular program. I had to keep asking myself, what is in it for me? At the end of the day, slamming shut the door of this relationship or opening it up, what are my losses? What are the potential losses? What are the potential gains? And after looking at it, basically, I've grudgingly come back on the project and all of that because I have value to deliver, and what I deliver, almost nobody will be able to deliver it like the way I deliver it. Not because I'm too much, just because I've spent over 160 hours on that particular project. So as for you, a core member, a lot of the core members are entitled. They are give me, help me, feed me type of people. How do you stand out? Or prospective core member as well? How do you stand out? In these times? You stand out with value. Now, I'm going to be as practical as possible. Some of you, the value that you have, you don't have any skills. You cannot write, you cannot operate systems, you cannot help, you don't have any of those things. Some of the lists that you have, but you have your time. What you have is your time, and you have perhaps your strength. Figure out who is that director in your office, who is that big person in your area, who is that. Now I'm talking of this period I've just zoning into networking with people that are ahead of you, because those are simply the people that can lift you up and call your name in rooms that some of you do not even know exist. So you may say, I don't have technical skills, I cannot write, I cannot speak, I cannot do this, I cannot do that. So what do I do? How do I position? This is one very important thing that you can do to stand out. Serve. If it means to carry bags, see, I would say this now, I'm an Igbo boy. We don't come from, my custom is not one that we lick people's boots and all of those things, and we are yes sir, yes sir. We are genuflecting, and do you understand me? I'm not saying be hypocritical about it. If you know you don't have any skills or whatever, as it were, serve, serve, serve. Carry bags when they need to go print something or whatever in another office. Show, like, some of you have to vocalize it. See, madam, I am here, I like the work you do, and please, if you are doing this is a template that I will give you that often works. Anybody who is valuable and you approach them like this, oh my god, they will take you seriously. You know how they say Daniel, Meshach, and Abednego were 10 times better than that. They will look at you in that light as 10 times better than almost every other core member in the service. Now, what you do, how do you do that? You simply walk up and say, sir or ma, okay, I see the work you do. Of course, you have been there, you should have learned one or two things that they've done. I've seen the work you do. This is what fascinates me about the work you do, how you're able to do this and do that. I foresee that in the next 5-6 years or even 3 years, I want to be able to do this quality of work. And please be as honest as possible so that you are not lying and so that it's something that you are interested in. I want to be able to do so and so and so type of this work, or this is the type of work, or this is the type of change. You mustn't even be doing that particular thing. This is the type of change I want to bring into this type of job. Of course, it's something that's related to what they do. And so, sir, I want to learn from you. Or so, ma, I want to learn from you. I want to be close enough. If you have anything that I can help you with, these are for people that are without technical skills now. If there are any things that, if there's anything that I can help you with, just to make your job easier, so that I can also learn on the job, it will be my utmost pleasure to help you out in it. With it, I promise you, whoever, in fact, if you go and meet your dad or your mom or anybody who it is that you have been looking up to, and you have a little form of access but you don't really have a relationship, use this template to go and talk to them one-on-one. It's not something that you say outside. Talk to them one-on-one. Be very clear that this and this and this is what you do. This is what I like, first of all, about what you do. Now, this is where I see myself in the near future, concerning the quality of work and the type of work that I want to do. And it will be great to learn from you so that I can get more perspective, so I'll be able to achieve my own goal. Oh my god, they will look at you critically differently. They'll look at you differently, and it will literally change the way they view you. It will change. Some of you will think that they'll give you condescending tasks. That's not true. Some things will happen. They'll call you, come and sit in here, listen to what we are saying, listen to what we're doing. This is how we do what we're doing. This is how. Before you know, you begin to get insights that the other people who haven't done this, or who are not close enough, or who the person does not even know how far, who the boss or whoever it is that is above there does not know what their goals are, what they want to achieve. They won't be able to bring them into discussions. Now you have just told them that this is what you like about what they do, this is what you want to achieve, and it's easier for them to plug you into opportunities in that particular area of your interest. And that's where it's very important that it is an area of interest for you, because they're going to call you when they see that there's something to be done in that particular phase of thing that you're interested in. They are most probably going to say, you know what, come in here, call this person in here, come take my note, take jottings and all of those things, so that you are there, you are in the know. You will know way more than the people outside. Now, for some of us who have technical skills, and when I say technical skills, or who have skills, quote and unquote, what are some of the skills that I can do? Some of you can code, some of you can build websites, some of you can do graphic design, some of you can snap pictures, some of you can make reels, some of you can manage social media, some of you can write, some of you can do that. See, this that I'm telling you right now, I wish someone had told me while I was serving in NIMET. I served in the Nigerian Meteorological Agency. I wish someone had told me while I was serving in NIMET. If I had done that, I'll be hothead. I'm a hothead till tomorrow. If I had done that, I would have had a mentor of some sort in that whole meteorological space, and perhaps not lost contact with the people that I served with. And so I didn't do that. I had technical skills. I could always write. I could always do a few other things that they did there, some form of data analysis and all of that, especially as regards the meteorological data that we're having. But I did not, I mean, I didn't know that this was possible. I didn't know that those were some of the privileges that my khaki gave me. And so I did not do it. And so for some of you that have technical skills, you can snap pictures, you can do this, you can do that, you can write letters, you can take notes, you can be a rapporteur, you can walk up to that person and say, okay, Sama, this is what you are doing, this is what I love about what you are doing, or the work that you are doing here in the few years. Also, it's very important that you lead with your goals. I'll still say it again, it's very important that you lead with your goals. It helps. It helps when a mentor, quote and unquote, or a role model knows what the goals of the mentee is. It helps, because how would they help you when they don't really actually know what you are interested in? So it helps greatly when you focalize and verbalize that this is what I'm interested in. This exactly is what I'm interested in. Then at the end of the day, you say, that's for those of you who have technical skills. So, oh, I know how to write. So if you have letters that you need to draft or whatever, you can just show me how to do it, so I can just take that off of you, and so that I can help you and also learn on the job. Simple. And there's no serious person who is valuable that you come with this proposal that will not take you seriously. That will not take you seriously. I'm not going into relationship with core member to core member. Maybe in another video I will do that. But your NYSC life, your NYSC space, one of the major privileges that you have is that you get to meet people. You get to meet people who are also core members like you. You also get to meet people who are way ahead of you. You also get to meet people who are working in the school of for or the like, people who are just coming up and who are looking up to you. So it is very important. It is genuine. It is overly important that you take advantage of that. Please lead with value. Enough of this, what is in it for me, what is in it for me, leading type of relationship. Yes, again, I would say it for every relationship that I go into. I weigh the pros and the cons, and I say that, okay, this is actually what I can stand to gain from this relationship or from this whatever. It's very clear. I wish some of you will come in 10 years into the future and you see how you see how serious human relationships and negotiations go on, that people will swallow a lot of things that they will not take from other people just because of the value that other person leads with or that other person brings to the relationship. And if you don't lead with value, how will people know? If you don't lead with value, how will people know? In NIMET, I was in NIMET for about a year, and nobody knew that I could write. Nobody knew that I was an environmental activist. I just kept it to myself. I kept it to myself. You are not helping yourself. You are not helping yourself by keeping the things that you can do to yourself. I promise you, you are not helping yourself. In fact, you are just like someone who has a light and putting it under a bushel. So you are just covering it and making your life a lot harder. I promise you, one person that you meet, one good person that you meet, one important person that you meet will change will change your life forever. It's beyond just your core member, your duration, your 1 year as a core member. One person that you meet will change your life forever. So the most important thing that NYSC avails you is not just the 77K, it's not the financial aspect. Yes, it is important, but the most important part is meeting people. For some of you that are in camp, that are going to camp, or that are in camp right now, interact, lead with value. Let people in your camp know the things that you can do. I beg you, let people in your camp know the things that you can do. Let them just know the things that you can do. Don't be the type of person. Don't lead with what can I get, what can I get, what can I get. Rather, what can I give? If you can do makeup, let everybody in your camp know that you can do makeup. If you can sing, let everybody in your camp know that you can sing. If you can lead with value, lead with value, lead with value. Don't just think about collecting. NYSC, the most important thing that it avails you is network. Some of the people that I served with, work with the presidency and all of those things. Thank God for the quality of work that we do now. Thank God for the type of rooms that we enter. I lost contact with most of those people, and we just meet and they're like, hello, how are you doing? Because me, I usually don't remember faces, right? And they're like, hello, how are you doing? And all of those things. Do you remember where we met? I'm like, your face is familiar, but I honestly don't know. Oh, you were my hostel rep in camp. And I was like, oh, we served together. We're in camp together. And thank God for where we are now, that we get to meet ourselves and we get to talk. And that's true. I have a call to make for someone who also is trying to do a project there, who we also met in camp, right? And so lead with value, please. Make sure that you are meeting people. Don't be anonymous in your platoon groups. Don't be anonymous in your CDS groups. Lead with value. Help. Givers never lack. Givers never lack, but only those who give value, not necessarily money. They didn't say people who give money never lack. They say givers never lack. The best thing you can give is value, not necessarily finance. So we've hit the 30 minutes mark. I hope that this video has been helpful to you. It will be great to have you subscribe to my channel if you haven't. To be great to also, very important, if you are a core member, get other core members to watch this video and share it across the board. I'm going to go live again this month because I want to talk about something, perhaps very briefly, that a lot of core members don't know. I know that some people have gone to camp and it just got to camp, and it's very important. It is heavy on my heart to talk about it because it's heavy on my mind to talk about it, and I will talk about it today because a lot of us do not understand how important this season is. A lot of us do not understand how important this season is. I recently was at Mind the Gap, where they were talking about the why needs young people not in education, not in employment, and not engaged. There are lots of conversation around this stage that you are in, and I promise you, it's not something you should take lightly. I'm rooting for you. I'm rooting that you become way better than me, than I was at the end of my service. And I'm playing just the elder brother and big brother role for you. Please do well to send this to other of your core members and drop what you have to say about this video in the comments. Thank you.